Whenever you call a company or place an order over a website, you usually log into the system using some sort of user ID. The customer service rep or computer program then uses that ID to look up your customer records. You can provide that same functionality and access by using the find family of methods. For this movie, we are going to use two objects within the database. The first is the clients table, which I'll open, and the current state of this table has all of the client company names starting with the letter B that will become important throughout the lesson. I'll press Ctrl W to close the table, and I will then double-click the Find Records Code module, also in the navigation pane, to open it. I've already created the skeleton of this code, so we have the sub and end substatements. Then I've created a myR variable and defined it as a record set. And then we're going to close the record set when we're done with it and set it to nothing. And the 4 comment lines I have there are the 4 methods that you can use in a find statement. Find first, find last, find next, and find previous. We're going to use 2 of those in this movie. The first thing we need to do in our code is to identify the record set that we're going to work with, and we'll assign that to the myR variable. So that is set, S-E-T, space myR, M-Y, capital R, then an equal sign, then current DB, C-U-R-R-E-N-T, DB, period, and then we're going to use the open record set method, so O-P-E-N, and then tab if you see open record set in the autocomplete list. If not, just go ahead and type it out. Then a left parentheses, and then the name of the table we're going to work with in quotes. So double quote, then clients, C-L-I-E-N-T-S, double quote, then a comma, and now we need to tell Access how to open the table. In this case, we want it to be a dynamic record set, or a dynaset, so it's db, open, O-P-E-N, dynaset, D-Y-N-A-S-E-T, and then a right parentheses, and press enter. Now we need to use the find method of our choice, and in this case it will be find first. So we're going to look in the myR record set, my, capital R, period, and now the find first method, F-I-N-D, F-I-R-S-T. And now here's where the syntax gets a little convoluted, so just follow along as best you can. I'll take a moment to review when we're done. So after you've typed find first, press the space bar, now a double quote, and the name of the field that you want to look in square brackets. So left square bracket and client company, C-L-I-E-N-T, C-O-M-P-A-N-Y, all one word, no spaces, right square bracket, then a space and an equal sign, space, and now single quotes, because we're about to type in a string inside of a larger string. And the name of the company is Buena Suerte, B-U-E-N-A, space, S-U-E-R-T-A, then a single quote to end the search string, and a double quote to end the criteria for the find first method. And then go ahead and press enter. The next line displays a message box with the salesperson assigned to that company. So that's message box, MSG-BOX, space myR, M-Y, capital R, then an exclamation point, then a left square bracket, and the name of the field that contains the value, and that is client salesperson, again all one word, C-L-I-E-N-T, S-A-L-E-S, person, P-E-R-S-O-N, and a right square bracket, and then press return. So we're setting the myR variable to the client's table, opening it as a dynamic table or dynaset. We're looking for the first occurrence of Buena Suerte within the client company field, and then we are going to display that company's client salesperson number in a message box. When I press F5, we see the number 2. I can click OK. That is the correct value. Now, one thing that you can use with the find first statement is a wildcard. So for example, if you wanted to use the asterisk, you can backspace over all but the first letter of Buena Suerte, so we just have a B, and then type an asterisk. And the wildcard of the asterisk refers to any collection of characters, including no characters. So basically, we're looking for the first occurrence of anything that starts with the letter B. So remember, last time we did this, we found the company Buena Suerte with a salesperson ID of 2. Now when we press F5, we get a value of 3 because the first row in the table, if we remember, and I do, has a salesperson value of 3. Now click OK. Now let's suppose that we want to look for the last occurrence of a client company name that starts with B. For that, I would backspace over first in the find first method name, and then type in last, L-A-S-T, and then press the down arrow. So now we're looking for the last occurrence of a company that starts with B, and then display the client salesperson's number. Now when I press F5, we get the number 4. And again, that refers to the last row in the table. And click OK. So far, all the cases I've shown you are what you do if you do find a match. But what do you do if you don't find a match? You can handle those situations by using an if-then statement and the no-match property of the record set object. So I'm going to click after the message box statement and then press enter twice to move down to a new blank line of code. And I'm going to type in an if-then statement. I'll start by typing in if space myr, M-Y-R, period, no match, N-O-M-A-T-C-H. Then a space and equal sign, and then true, T-R-U-E. Then a space, and the word then, T-H-E-N. So in other words, what I'm saying is, if you don't find a match within that record set, then do this. And I'll press enter twice, press the tab key to offset my code. And what we want to do if we don't find a match is type message box, MSG, BOX, space, double quote, no match was found, or any message of your choice, and then a double quote. Now press enter twice, and now comes the else statement. So ELSE, down arrow, and here we're going to use the message box statement from earlier. So I will select the statement, message box myr client salesperson, and then press Control X to cut it, move it down below the else statement, give myself some room, and press Control V. And I'll just tab over a couple of times, moving the cursor to the left, and press tab to move it in. And now that I'm done, press enter twice, backspace a couple of times to get over to the left margin, and end if. So what this code does is it asks, is there a match? In other words, does the criteria in the find first or find last method return a value? If it does, then display the message box. If it doesn't, then say no match was found. That's the way it should work, but the fact that I'm using a wildcard will actually throw this off. So for example, we know, based on experience, that there are values that start with the letter B inside of this table. But if I press F5 to run the code, Access displays a message saying no match was found. And the reason that happens is because we're using a wildcard. If I change the value from B asterisk to Buena Suerte, B-U-E-N-A, space S-U-E-R-T-A, then a down arrow key, and then press F5, Access displays the correct value of 2. Then when I click OK, the message box goes away. So the lesson you should take away from this is that if you're going to do error checking, in other words, checking to see if there is a match or not, then you should not use wildcards. You should only search for literal strings such as Buena Suerte.